What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Houston Texans Madden 21 franchise rebuild. We are on to the 2023 season today with an improved Texans team from our past offseason. I think it's far improved anyway. Starting on defense, that was ranked 32nd in the league last year. We have made the big move of bringing in pass rusher Montez Sweat to hopefully apply some key pass rush for us and maybe boost our run defense as well that was dead last a year ago. To help with that, we also added Terrell Edmunds at safety. I think these two key veteran additions can make a big difference for us this season. And then, I'm hoping that the development of young players also leads to some big change. We've been playing Max Ridley, Jabari Carr, and Kerry Borden, and I'm hoping that the experience that they've gained in their short seasons has gotten them to the point where they can really help turn this team around. But we also need to continue what we built upon late last season, which was having an offense that put up a lot of points. Deshaun Watson played the best he has really in this short series, those last 6 or so games where we won 5 of them. Now, we did lose Kendrick Bourne. I wasn't expecting that. So we added Tre'Quan Smith to hopefully give us a good player in the slot. We also brought in a rookie first-round pick at wide receiver, Amari Jones. And I'm really excited to see what he can do in his rookie campaign. Even with normal development, he'll have a chance to make a lot of big plays in the offense. Some think we should trade Brandon Cooks, and I'm not going to do that initially. We'll have to see come trade deadline how things are going. I still think he's pretty important to us playing well. And also, we don't really have a lot of veteran presence for our skill positions outside of him. We moved on from Zach Ertz to play younger tight ends. We have Tre'Quan Smith to play slot, but that's probably not enough. So I think this provides us some balance, as well as the addition of Tony Pollard. I'm really excited to have an explosive big play running back now to complement Jeremiah Bradham. I'm really excited about this move. We're going to give Amari Jones the number 17 here at wide receiver. And we'll go through the preseason action to see what this team is able to do if they show any signs of improvement. I saw some feedback on the last episode about signing a 71 overall middle linebacker. And there is Tevin Spence, who's in his second season here at 71 overall. I have taken a look at his ratings, and I still would rather have Joe Jackson, who we drafted a year ago. He's slightly lower rated, but I think his ceiling is higher because he has a very complete skill set in the works. He's a 69 overall, also in his second year, but he has more speed, better coverage ability. I think I want to stick with him as kind of the linebacker to develop for the future, and I want to make sure he gets some snaps. Now, the other thing I've done, you can let me know, does XP work a little bit differently than Madden 20 in this game? Because I don't know. But I went through after boosting my XP sliders in my Broncos franchise, and I saw that I really liked the results I was getting from the XP development. So I have just moved those over to this game. If it's too much, then I can always change it. But let me know if you've noticed a difference between the way XP works in this game versus 20. There's not much different in this game, so I can't imagine this is a whole lot different. And I liked what I got from the last Broncos season after evaluating the key rookies. Going with these 3 players as focus players for now, Amari Jones, Joe Jackson, and Gordon Norwood. And with head coach Geno Harris, we're going to work on linebacker training. I'm not yet sure what to do with the rest of this XP. This one's kind of interesting, but I'm not sure if it's worth it right now. Preseason starts out successfully for Houston as we put up a lot of yardage and points in this game. Now, Deshaun Watson didn't play very much, but Caleb Baker did, completing 80% of his passes for 2 touchdowns, a pick, and 256 yards. Jeremiah Bradham ran for 75 yards. I still think he should get the preseason carries here to continue his development. Tony Pollard, 6 for 25. This production here, at least for one game, it does seem very promising. For receiving, Amari Jones, quick start here, 5 catches for him, 7 for Chad Briggs, and we faced the first receiver taken, Will Crowder. 3 sacks, that's right, we added Linval Joseph as well, and get sacks from TJ Greenberry and Montez Sweat. Cunningham picked up an interception. Looks like we're getting some O-line mentorship now. Laramie Tunsil impressed with center Randy Wallace. Love this. Again, I can't remember what he needs help with the most here in terms of ratings, but I think his were pretty balanced. Let's go run blocking. We're already doing a pretty good job of preventing sacks for Deshaun Watson, so let's just take care of running game stuff for now. +3 run block power for Randy Wallace. He should get more if week 2 in the preseason is okay. And now we get around to some of this key development. Jabari Carr closing in on 80 overall. Getting +4 play rec, a nice intangibles boost here. At the same time, there is Kerry Borden. Let's go speed rusher here. Get this a bit more balanced. 77 overall, agility, awareness, finesse moves. Very nice. With Star Dev, I expect a lot more upgrades that come his way. We'll see how many opportunities Chad Briggs is able to get. You got to play really 1 game last year and did a great job in that week 17 game that we simmed. So, big chance for him to maybe show he can replace Brandon Cooks this year. Oh, I never realized that Montez Sweat was actually pretty close to an upgrade. Very good ratings for him. And I'll just go with speed rusher here, make his strongest skill even stronger. Finesse, pursuit, tackle, and some coverage. I certainly like that we're putting up some points here in the preseason. Deshaun Watson, a $116, a touchdown in this game. Solid numbers for him. Good numbers as well for Caleb Baker. Jeremiah Bradham's at 3.8 a carry in this game. Pollard at 3.7. Amari Jones once again gets 5 catches, 75 yards. And for the defense, Montez Sweat getting ready for the real games to start. And Edmonds picked up a pick. Laramie Tunsil impressed with Randy Wallace. That's going to improve his awareness now at center. That is a huge upgrade. But how about this? Brandon Cooks wide receiver mentorship. This is pretty big. For a team that's using a lot of young players in key spots, mentorship here giving us a boost. Whoa. Isaiah Coulter. We haven't spent much time talking about him. Start calling him Brandon Jr. I thought this was going to be for Jones or maybe Chad Briggs. Isaiah Coulter. Okay, we're going to go with the route running most likely here. Let's go with the short routes. Let's take a look at Isaiah Coulter's ratings after a boost to his release and short route running. Isaiah Coulter is currently the number 6 receiver on the depth chart and is a 70 overall entering year 4, still with normal development. 91 speed, route runnings that are in the low 70s, 83 catching. I think if we had focused more on him earlier in the series that we could have made some more progress because his ratings are in a pretty solid spot to develop, but we never really put in that effort. There's a lot of receivers now too trying to get snaps, so that's not going to make it any easier. Denzel Mims getting an upgrade. What is his role going to be now this season? Hard to say. Amari Jones is obviously going to get snaps over him unless things dramatically change or don't go the way I expect. One thing to keep in mind though is that Jones does have some pretty low route runnings right away, so that is going to take a little time. Wait a minute here, there's a new injury I never saw. Linval Joseph out 7 weeks with a dislocated hip. So run defense already a concern, perhaps even more so now to begin the season. Alright, Joe Jackson gets an upgrade now. And I think for him to become the starter, we're going to need to see probably awareness come up a bit. And we'll probably just do a lot of field general upgrades. I like developing linebackers that way. It's a nice balanced archetype. we get awareness, play rec, and coverage. So really good to get those 4 intangible points, as well as that all-important zone coverage, which I think is going to give him a pretty significant edge. Let's take a look at just the linebackers. We'll do that after upgrading Max Ridley here, run stopper. Can't overlook that even for edge rushers. In the simulating, they care about that as well, so that gets better. Well, let's talk about that coverage rating now, and I think that that middle of the field coverage has been kind of weak in the games that we've watched. So if we look at just the highest zone coverage players on the entire team, Bernardrick McKinney has 68, so does Joe Jackson. So already, Jackson should be one of our better cover linebackers, and I'm thinking that he plays that spot now instead of Zach Cunningham, who can focus solely on run defense now. That's going to be how we get the snaps, more how I want them to be this year. To conclude preseason, here are the stats, with Caleb Baker and Deshaun Watson having very similar stat lines. Baker is the new backup, and he is a 69 overall, and with this star dev, he should continue to get better, but hopefully he doesn't actually end up playing very much. Running the football, Jeremiah Bradham was more efficient than Tony Pollard. Neither was able to get really a big game or a long run, but I'm very excited to see this dynamic develop this year. And then Trayvon Moore might be the new RB3. Enrique Freeman becomes the 4th. We'll see if he makes the team. Denzel Mims was the best receiver in the preseason, but Amari Jones had a very quick start with 205 yards on 14 catches. Also impressed with what we're seeing from Chad Briggs. 4 sacks allowed by Roger Saffold, new starting left guard. Hopefully that doesn't become a problem. And then Zach Cunningham really stuffed the stat sheet here, but I want to get Joe Jackson more snaps, and unfortunately he's going to have to play a little bit less. Montez Sweat, 4.5 sacks, which is really impressive for just 4 exhibition games where he was a part-time player. And then 3 INTs with a perfect Kaimi Fairbairn preseason. Not bad. Alright, JJ Harris is going to the practice squad. We'll release Antonio Langford. Why won't it let me move left? Some of these menus get bugged. This is a little tricky at receiver here. I know I want to put Mello Clemens on the practice squad. I was hoping to have Craig Red return kicks, but that's going to require me to keep 7 receivers on the roster, unless we just cut somebody. Alright, I made cuts and got down to 53, so for now, I guess we do have 7 wide receivers. I don't know if it's going to stay that way, but here are the moves that I've made so far. We only have 2 tight ends on the roster, so I'm definitely not completely finished as we move to week 1, and we'll see who all becomes available in free agency. We can bring back Jordan Akins. Why not? We're familiar with him. He'll be our 3rd tight end now. Enrique Freeman will move to the practice squad now, and that will allow us to have 7 receivers for now, which is a lot. We're going to set up the depth chart here, and I'm going to try to set it up in a way that allows us to play as many receivers as possible. So I'm only going to have Traquan Smith really as a slot receiver right now. And I'll have everybody else above him on the depth chart here, with Amari Jones getting the most snaps, followed by Denzel Mims, and then Chad Briggs. Alright, everything is set up now, and here are the specialists that I have set up. We'll see, obviously, Pollard get 3rd down back opportunities. At linebacker, we're going to see Joe Jackson play a bit more. The front 4, that's pretty much the same. Charvarius Ward now in the slot, and Traquan Smith also playing in the slot. But we'll see if any of those other receivers can push him for playing time. Before we get to week 1 today, Gordon Norwood will get an upgrade, and we'll go with his vertical threat archetype, now 73 overall. Medium route running going up, no catching in this one. Right now his catching is 82, which is still really solid. For Amari Jones, I've just got to get the route running to a decent level here. That's going to be the first few upgrades I believe we do for him. 75 overall, awareness, 1 medium, 1 short, and release. So there we go, another offseason in the books, a preseason in the books. What do we think this team can do this year? Have we made enough improvements to get over that 8-win threshold and start really competing for the playoffs once again as a legitimate playoff team, not just a team that gets lucky and wins their division with 8 games, 8 victories? We got to show that we can be a strong playoff team once again. Are we there yet? We take on the Indianapolis Colts today, and their top players are the same players they had at the very beginning of the series. Looks like no Malik Hooker in this game. Jameis Winston is the quarterback. Marlon Mack is the running back. Michael Pittman is the number 1, but still not to 80 overall. Let's get it going. I'm pretty excited about this season. I think we're going to be so much better defensively. I'm just wondering how much, because becoming the 25th rated defense would be a nice improvement. If the offense can play similar to how they did down the stretch a year ago, if we make just a little bit of improvement on defense, that might be all we need. We'll see about that. Happy New Year, and here we go. Houston starting on defense, where they just were not good a year ago. Jameis Winston's first throw is into coverage, and it is incomplete. And the coverage of Bradley Roby has been pretty key. I mean, that's been at least one good part of this defense. And we have a couple young corners here I'm excited about now. We'll see how much the one that I just added gets playing time. Might be a little tough here, but we'll see. 8 in coverage, and Winston takes off. He runs to the right across the 30, getting 5. Trying to get better on 3rd down. Winston away from Ridley. All the way outside. He won't get there. Cunningham hits him and he's brought down. 3 and out, Indy. Our first rookie to touch the football this year is going to be wide receiver Craig Red. Special teams is going to be how he carves out a role on this team, and he goes nowhere on his first punt return. We open offset pistol formation at the 17-yard line. Deshaun Watson opening another year and bringing Amari Jones in motion, and Watson trying to get outside the pocket now, has to take a sack on the first play of the season. It's Grover Stewart. Stewart more so known for his run defense than his pass rushing, but it's a loss of 8. Houston backed up at the 9, and Watson's throw is intercepted. It got jumped, and the Colts are set up inside the 10. Looked like that was intended for Amari Jones. And until his route running gets better, we might see a lot of that. Well, that's not what I wanted to see. A sack and an interception. Winston now on the move, has a touchdown. It's Michael Pittman Jr. The Colts get on the board first today. It is possible that I play Amari Jones less early on and wait for a couple upgrades, but we'll give it more than 2 plays. Now a fumble. How do we have a sack, interception, and fumble all in 3 plays to start the year? We got to run the football. Establish the run. After a loss of 5. There's your run. Bradham bouncing this one out to the 30-yard line. Gain of 10. Tony Pollard has checked into the ballgame on 3rd and 5, and Watson has to dump it off. That's Gordon Norwood stretching. Give it to him. First down. Nice job getting the conversion on those 2 plays. Back to the offset pistol now. Pressure forcing Watson to throw it away. I tried to make some big offensive line upgrades this year. We could not bring in Rodney Hudson. Unfortunately, wow. Can't believe that was caught. Wish it wasn't. Indy's defense is pretty solid. We are looking very overmatched early on. Third down and 18 now. Watson on the move. Nowhere to go. Oh no, don't tell me it's going to be blocked. Okay. They couldn't get close. But the Colts have started out very strong today. Let's sim a little bit of their offense. I want to focus primarily on our offense after this horrible start. And we have just forced a 3-and-out. So we're going to take over. I want to make a little change here at wide receiver. Let's reward Chad Briggs a little bit with some playing time. Of course, I should be giving some playing time to Mims as well. 1st and 10 now for Houston. Bradham starts this possession by going almost nowhere. Here's Deshaun Watson. He didn't get much time, and that pass is broken up. He wanted Chad Briggs. Going spread out now on 3rd and 9. Watson airing it out now at the sideline. Let's go. It's Brandon Cooks. That is a huge play for the offense. 25 yards. But Indy wants to challenge it. I think that was a catch. Yeah, that's definitely a catch. Wait, they overturned it! That wasn't the best angle, but I still think it was a catch. Now we've got to see this again. I think it's all about the left foot here. One foot comes down clearly in bounds. So the left foot's down right there. Oh. Perhaps that isn't a catch. Really rough start for this Houston offense today, but thankfully, the defense has done an alright job. But Indy now on the move. Sack for Max Ridley. 3rd and long. They do convert. In the red zone now for the 2nd time. They got the touchdown to Pittman earlier, and now Marlon Mack makes it 14-0. How does Houston respond to that now? We go backwards 3 yards? We've been going backwards this whole time. 24, though, to Norwood. A penalty on Saffold. Loss of 2 for Tony Pollard. We are not playing well. What happened? Intercepted by Roby for a touchdown. Bradley Roby is the defensive MVP. 14-7. All right, Indianapolis trying to drive again across midfield. Sack for Ross Blacklock now, but then Marlon Mack gets 25, and that's a 1st down. Colts inside the red zone. They're 2 for 2 down here so far. Make it 2 for 3, but up 10. All right, Denzel Mims is going to get some more snaps now. Who can give this offense some stability? Off play action. Here's Watson. Caught by Bradham, but he can't stay in bounds. Whoa, 4 of 12 to start. This is not what I expected at all. Under 5 to go now in the 1st half, and Watson back to pass. Bradham, no! Easily had 1st down yardage in front of him there. 3rd and 3, running it now. That's a 1st down, and we have a penalty. This team just keeps getting in their own way. Gordon Norwood has a couple big 3rd down conversions. He's slot left. Who makes a play here? Watson, caught. Pollard, 1st down. Welcome to Houston. I think I definitely have to look at our game plan to get us running the football a bit more. Wanted to see if that would eventually balance out, and it certainly hasn't. We're not good enough at passing to be approaching the game this way. Probably looking at least 40 pass attempts today for Watson, as we have passed 16 times to 4 runs. Watson to Norwood. He gave up the 1st down progress. Oh, man. Really hoping the defense just doesn't let this get any worse from here. Already down by 10. Big 1st down there for the Colts. 16 to Philip Dorsett. Now trying to force a field goal. Jabari Carr makes a play. We force 4th down. They go for it on 4th down, but time isn't on their side. They use all their timeouts and have to kick a field goal. Let's sim a drive here and see if you run the football a bit more. There's 4 for Bradham. 17 to Norwood. He's off to a decent start. Tony Pollard now helping out. A big penalty. And we lost the ball. Where'd it go? Looks like Watson threw an interception. Because there was a penalty, it messed up with the description of the play. So, don't have any details on it. Indy takes over. And they are just blowing us out now. They go up 28 to 7. Tony Pollard starts this drive for Houston and gets a solid pickup on the carry. I like to see some more 1st down runs. That's the first thing I'll do to the game plan. Now 2nd down and 3, and a 2nd consecutive run, and a powerful one. It's Bradham out to the 39. I don't even mind running the football here down 21. The passing wasn't working. They stick with it now. Bradham through arm tackles, and he gets out to the 47. Have some motion now, and a 4th consecutive run, and Pollard gets across the 50. So out of nowhere, we run the ball 4 times in a row. It proves to work. And from what I've seen, like, the game does kind of stick to what works at times. Not here, though. Another forced throwaway. I think the problem we're going to have here is just we have such little route running ability on this team, and now Pollard with a drop. Like, how many individual route running ratings on this team are above 80? It's not going to be many. 3rd and 10 now for Watson. That one is caught by Pollard, but he does not get the 1st down. Oh, Kendrick Bourne had 7 catches and 2 scores in his Jets debut. That is fantastic. He took 3 years, like $23 million, over 2 years, $20 million. I wish he would have stayed here. Let's see a little bit more of this defense now. Colts have put together some pretty good drives. Here is Jameis Winston. They keep him protected. Why are players going backwards today when they catch the ball? Something definitely feels way off today with the gameplay and some of the player movement. Winston underneath. 3rd and long upcoming. 3rd and long now. Pressure applied. Winston's deep ball is out of bounds. We still have a slim chance if we're able to score 3 consecutive touchdowns. Could use good field position here, and this should be returnable. Here we go. It's red inside up to the 50. We run to start this drive, and Bradham is ahead to the 45-yard line. From what I've seen, we've ran the ball well enough to make it a pretty core part of the offense. This is Watson now, and he lost the ball. Who's going to get it? The Colts do. This game is just not getting any better today. I think this one is probably over. Indianapolis in Texans territory kicks another field goal, and they go up 31-7. This is a really rough start for the offense. We have given up a lot of pressure. We have not been able to get open. We're not used to seeing Watson take this many sacks either. The Colts defense is really good. Tough team to start the season against, but if we can't beat them, we can't win the division. Gotta compete with the Colts. And we're not doing that. Let's see at least a couple big plays here to close. Something, some production. Not going to win the football game. Can we score again, maybe? Penalties! 3 on this drive! We've had so many negative plays today. Sacks. Plays that just don't go anywhere. Penalties. So that is a really rough start for the Texans. We've seen some games like this last year in the beginning of the season. After the Browns game, this is how we performed. That is a pretty awful start to the season. This just put way too much pressure on our defense. We only completed half of our passes today, taking a lot of sacks. Watson had 2 picks. Marlon Mack got the ground game going. Bradham and Pollard did a decent job on their 13 carries. Receiving, Gordon Norwood had 7 catches. Nobody else really stood out. A shutout for Amari Jones in his debut, as well as Brandon Cooks. 3 sacks allowed by Randy Wallace? Really? Well, I guess he would have been matched up inside against some pretty good pass rushers there. DeForest Buckner gets 2 sacks. Grover Stewart had 1. Alright, this one's over. Well, we're definitely going to go through at least one more simulation today, after we upgrade Ross Blacklock here and improve his run stopping while we're waiting for Linval Joseph to heal. Quickly, the Texans turn the page on week 1 and get a 31-28 win that saw us get out to a fast start in the first quarter, going up 21-0. The Saints battled back, but we win by 3. And Deshaun Watson had 2 touchdowns in this game with 1 pick. He did not take a sack in this game. Tyler Patterson, quarterback for New Orleans, took 6 sacks. We didn't have many performances like that, especially last year. Jeremiah Bradham, 77 yards and a score. Tony Pollard also found the end zone in this game. And receiving, Amari Jones, 9 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Love that. Traquan Smith also had 59 and a touchdown. Isaiah Coulter caught a pass. Polson caught a couple. Norwood had 5 for 50, building upon a good week 1 of production. And now for all this sack production. 2 for Sweat, 1.5 for Ridley. Borden and Carr each get 1, and then McKinney is there as well. After we got 2 interceptions from Terrell Edmonds. Much improved in game 2. Let's hope we have more games like that going forward. But what would you like to see me do to the game plan now to get us ready for our next action? I think I might actually have us watch that Tennessee game. We skipped those ones a year ago, and it might be fun to see if we can perform well against Derrick Henry after making some improvements to the defense. Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. But at least we're 1-1 to start. The season could go anywhere from here. Let's hope that we can build upon that victory. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the episode today. Please leave a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more of the Houston Texans franchise, and I'll be back with more again soon. Have a great day, everybody.